So where are you from?
Really from Missouri.
Mhm.
I've only lived in Arkansas like 5 years. So we grew up in Missouri my whole life around Sarcoxy and Mount Vernon, like this little town between Joplin and Springfield. That's where I'm from. Yeah.
How was your childhood growing up there?
That was pretty good. We lived out in the country, so there really like I think we were like 30 minutes from town. So just kind of grew up and we just played outside a lot. It's outside and so what we did, yeah, I don't know, just a lot of stuff outside around my grandma's house, and had a lot of cousins, so we would all spend time together outside, and we used to do a lot of crazy stuff for a long time.
How did you get introduced to music? Where did you find your love for music?
I would say uh, one of my biggest inspirations is Hank Williams Sr., and I just think he's one of the greatest songwriters. And I think just listening to that, like my dad and mom would play that, and I don't know, I just listened to it and I was like, and I don't know, I just always loved music, but that was probably, I was like, I would like to try to write songs. So I think that would be my inspiration. And then I've got some other family members that played. So just kind of been around it forever. So just really wanted to do it. And just, it's kind of my inspiration. I don't know.
What was the first music album that you bought when you were a child or that you was introduced to that moved you emotionally and made you want to become an artist? Like what was that moment when you knew that you wanted to become an artist?
I would say probably the most, I guess, ones that really stuck with me the most were a lot of, it's not, I can't just say one, but like brand new, Taking Back Sunday, Bright Eyes, just those. Listen to a lot of that, and probably probably like the first brand new album, and Taking Back Sunday, probably like Tell All Your Friends. Um, listen to those a lot, but there's so many bands. I listen to so much music and so many different artists that there's a lot. There's so much, yeah. But those were probably like kind of the core that I really like, and like even the was it the second Panic at the Disco album? It kind of sounded like the Beatles in a way. I was like, that's I don't know. Those really influenced me a lot. I listened to those a lot when I first started playing guitar. So
Tell us about the first time you performed in front of an audience.
I think that actually the first time I can remember singing anything or doing it, because I would listen to Hank Williams a lot, and he has a song called "I Saw the Light," and I remember singing that in church, and that's probably the first time. And I know I was little, so I don't. I remember the day. Like if I think of like, I remember the car ride there, just listening to it over and over. Felt like I was practicing for like the biggest thing in my life. It was probably like 8 years old or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but it felt really big. So I don't know. That was probably the first time, memory wise.
What's been the most challenging part of being a local artist?
I think whenever you're local or, and you're most likely like, well, you're local and you're also independent. So it's just getting out there and getting your thing, making getting your name out there. I think that's the hardest part probably because for me anyway, um, is just getting out there, getting shows. Just, I think just getting people to listen to you and trying to make that name for yourself when you don't really have, there's you might have a couple of friends helping you, but you don't have these big like teams that are like pushing your music and booking you shows and whatnot. So I think just being doing it yourself, and I think that's the hardest part, just because you're writing music, you're emailing places, you're calling places, you're trying to record. It's just you're doing everything yourself, and I think that's what's hard about it. So it's a lot of work.
If you didn't have to worry about the financial side of making music, if that wasn't something that you were pushing for, would you still create music?
Yeah. Yeah, I love music. I can't quit music. It'd be impossible. I mean, I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. I mean, I write and play every single day because it's more like a therapeutic to me, and I feel like I've just got, I don't know, a lot of things that I've went through or ideas based on something, and it's just nice to get those out. So it just, I don't know. It would be nice to be able to do this full time and live off of it, but if that wasn't the case and I knew I would never make a dollar, I would still do it. Because I mean, realistically, I'm not making any money right now, and I'm still doing it. So, yeah, I would.
Explain to us about the challenge that you're doing right now on TikTok.
So I was on there, and I actually seen this one guy, and I cannot remember what his name was. He has a song on there that kind of got big, and it's called Robert's Place. And it's just this guy sitting playing with his guitar, and it's nothing crazy. But I seen on there, and the Robert's Place was like day, I don't know, it was like day 100, something out of something. I was like, and I'm like, 100 days of this, or I think it's like 156 or something. I was like, that's crazy. And I've always wrote a lot anyway, but I never thought to actually sit down and like write a song every day. So seeing him do that inspired me, and I was like, I can do that. Like I want to try to do that, and so that was inspiration for it, and just trying to get better, and I don't know, just trying to do full force with the music. So I think just doing that has also inspired me um to because now I'm on like as of this today I'll be writing day 98 when I get home. So I've wrote so many that now I'm just trying to do an album a month. That's also my goal is putting out an album a month myself, which that's trying to get better at recording. So I know I'm going on with this question, but like that's, I don't know, that inspired me. And then now I've been inspired to also do an album a month and just trying to like, I don't know, just write that much. It's kind of crazy. I don't know, but it's fun. You get better. You get way better, and you'll sit there and you'll play something, and it'll just you'll be like you would never have done that. I don't think if you sat down to do it. It just comes out.
The stories in the music are so powerful. They come from real life experiences. If
Yeah,
so, can you touch on that a little bit?
yeah. A lot of it. I mean, honestly, I went through a pretty like a divorce and a breakup with somebody that I was with for almost 8 years, and that time that you spend with somebody and then it can end the way that it does and all that happened. Definitely, I like the song that I played here today, The End of Time. When that happened, I was in my apartment and I was ready to kill myself. As dark as this sounds, but I was ready to, kill myself. I had nothing, you know, I gave up on everything. And so that inspires a lot of it. I think just hurt. Um, I think just a lot of pain. I don't know. It's just a lot of pain and trying to put out that pain. And then I get to a point where I also, some songs are about certain memories. That's not necessarily pain, but just memories or, certain situations I've been in. And so a lot of it, I mean, honestly, all of it is real. But like the end of time, when I say killing yourself in a hotel, because it kind of flows with the words better, because apartment, you can't say apartment the way you can say hotel walls. So like little things like that. But the music is real. The songs are real. I try to write nothing but real and keep it authentic. But to answer your question, it comes just from pain, just being pretty depressed all the time and sad.
What do you want your legacy to be? Like in the next 10 years, where do you see yourself, and where do you see the music that you have given us now in the future?
I think uh, um, to answer this question too, I'm gonna touch back on the song a day thing. Um, Before I was writing, and I would write maybe a song a week. Really, like I actually sat down and write a song a week. And at this point, I'm just like, I just want to be known as a crazy songwriter. Like if I just want people to be like, man, like that guy put out a lot of music. Like he wrote every song, kind of thing. Like that's pretty crazy. And to also just get all that out, get everything I can get out. So I think the legacy I just want to leave is just like, you can do what you want to do, like my dream is music and I want to do music. So I guess looking back 10 years from now, I mean, at the end of this year, I want to have 100 songs out, like on Spotify and everywhere. So from 10 years from now, who knows how many songs, but I think just people to just say, this guy wrote some good songs, like this is a real music. This guy wrote all these songs. Like, I don't know, just to have that. Touching on one more thing with that, my actual goal when I started the writing a song every day, like I said, my main inspiration is Hank Williams Sr. because he wrote. I just think he's a really good songwriter. Like it's just all real, and he had written and recorded 128 songs before he died. And I was like, that's a lot of songs. I was like, and I want to beat that. So I want to see if I could. So that was kind of a thing too, just to be a songwriter. I don't know, be a good songwriter, get out there, play my music, and hopefully make a living. Just to be able to survive playing music, and that's kind of the legacy. And people be like, you can do it. Like this guy can do it, and I'm nothing. So if people can say he did it, then you can do it too, kind of thing.
What advice would you give up and coming musicians?
I would think you just have to stick with it. Like you have to stick with it. And you will, the hardest thing I think about music, if you genuinely care about your music and you care about what you're doing, even if it isn't songwriting, but maybe you're playing guitar. I have a best friend that is one of the best guitarists I've ever heard in my life. And he will doubt himself that he's even good. So that's one of the hardest things I think is you will get to low points where you feel like I absolutely suck, like I'm not good. But so just keep at it, don't doubt yourself. You can only get better. Like you cannot get worse if you just keep practicing and doing it. You only get better. So just stick with it, try not to doubt yourself and just believe in yourself and people will see that.
If people want to get in contact with you, how would they?
So like I said, my name is Kary Middleton, and it's spelled Kary. I know there's like 10, 15 ways to spell Kary. So it's Kary, Kary, and Middleton, and that's like everywhere. Just search my name and you find me anywhere. It's the easiest way. Yeah. I don't have no crazy name, and there's no like crazy stuff to it. So yeah, pretty simple.